Why do we love getting scared? Is it really fun to have our heart race and our palms sweat? To find out, we went straight to the source, talking with a neuroscientist and a psychologist to find out exactly what gets lit up in your brain when you're spooked. This little almond-shaped bundle of neurons is the brain's relevance detector. It's constantly scanning for threats by monitoring your other senses. When it perceives a potential danger, it springs into action, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol, you might know as the fight or flight hormone. It's released in response to stress and helps to increase your alertness and focus. It also happens to be slightly addictive. Well, it all comes down to that little almond-shaped structure in your brain, the amygdala. Just try not to get addicted to it, and if you do, well, there's always therapy. If your amygdala is more active, you're more likely to perceive things as threatening and therefore more likely to get scared, but that doesn't mean you'll love it. If your amygdala is extra active, you're also more likely to experience a lot of anxiety and fear, which can be very unpleasant. On the other hand, if your amygdala is less active, you're more likely to see the funny side of a scary situation and be less bothered by it. When you get a big dose of cortisol, your brain's reward center, the nucleus accumbens, gets activated, making you crave more of that scary, exciting feeling. That's why you might find yourself seeking out horror movies or haunted houses, because your brain is literally craving that cortisol hit. Here's what we found: dopamine is associated with pleasure and reward, and it plays a big role in addiction. In fact, the release of dopamine is so strong when you're scared that it can create a pleasurable feeling, making you want to seek out more scary experiences. First up, let's talk about the star of the show, your amygdala, but there's more to the story. When you experience a sudden jolt of fear, like a jump scare in a movie, your brain releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine. So we have cortisol and dopamine, but what about the scream that often accompanies a scary movie or a haunted house? Well, that's a whole different ballgame. When you scream, your brain releases endorphins, which are natural pain relievers and stress reducers. So not only does screaming help you to cope with the immediate fear response, but it also creates a pleasurable feeling that can make you feel good afterwards. But it's not just about the brain. Your body plays a big role in your love of horror, too. When you're scared, your heart races, your breathing becomes rapid and shallow, and your muscles tense up. These physical sensations can be pleasurable for some people, especially if they're done in a safe environment like a haunted house or a horror movie set. But why do some people love getting scared while others hate it? So the next time you find yourself screaming at a horror movie or running for the hills from a haunted house, remember that your brain is basically having a little party with the release of all those feel-good chemicals.